When my daughter collapsed at school, I texted, ICU. Please keep her in your prayers. My cousin sent back a TikTok. No one called. 3 weeks later, a nurse handed me my phone with 71 missed calls. My mom's message read, fix this now. I opened my laptop and did. I'm Maya, 35, big sister, single mom, night shift IT at a hospital, the person they call when the printers jam at 2 a.m. and someone's chart won't load. I keep a backpack by the door with spare chargers, 2 granola bars, and my daughter's inhaler because life likes surprise quizzes. My daughter is Ava, 12, loves science kits and hates drama. She collects little facts the way other kids collect keychains. She once told me hospitals smell like coins and clouds. I wrote it down because I like how her brain works. The day everything cracked, my phone buzzed at 10:18 a.m. while I was resetting routers from my couch. Miss Ortiz, this is the school nurse, a steady voice said. Ava fainted in math. She's awake, but we're sending her to the ER. Her heart rate is irregular. My keys were in my hand before the call ended. I drove like a prayer on wheels. In the ER, they said arrhythmia, then ICU, then observation. The words slid around my skull like marbles. I held Ava's hand and counted her breaths, because counting is the only math I trust when panic shows up. In the hallway, under a too bright light, I opened the family chat. The group photo is from a barbecue 2 summers ago. Everyone's smiling like a commercial. I typed with shaking thumbs, ICU. Please keep Ava in your prayers. A reply came fast. Not from my mom, not from my sister, from my cousin Tessa. A TikTok. A girl lip-syncing about people who make everything about them. Tessa added, LOL, relax. We all stress too. I stared at the screen like it had insulted my kid to her face. No one called. Mom's name popped up as typing for 5 seconds. Then nothing. Uncle Lou posted a rack of ribs with the caption, Sunday's on, like I hadn't just typed ICU. Ava dozed. A monitor beeped in a slow, stubborn rhythm. A nurse tucked a warm blanket around her and told me, You're doing good, Mom. Sit. Breathe. So I sat. I breathed. I searched the doorway for my family anyway, as if they might appear with coffee and quiet. They didn't. The group chat rolled on with coupons, a blurry meme, and my sister Bianca asking if anyone had my Netflix login because hers kept acting up. That night, I texted again. She's stable. We're staying 48 hours. Aunt Marta sent a heart emoji and a link to her neighbor's baby registry. Share, please. I put my phone face down and memorized the ceiling tiles so I wouldn't cry. 3 weeks later, on a Tuesday, a nurse handed me my phone at the nurse's station. You left this by the sink, hun. 71 missed calls. Mom. Bianca. Unknown numbers that weren't unknown at all. The top message from Mom. Fix this now. My stomach went cold, then hot. I could hear her voice in those 4 words like a door slamming. I opened my laptop. And I did. But that's not where the story starts. If you want to understand why my cousin bought a TikTok was an appropriate response to a child in ICU, or why my mother believes I can fix the world with a password and a paycheck, you need the part that came before. You need the years I spent being everyone's plan. After my dad died, money moved in like a loud roommate. It had a voice and an opinion. Mom began using phrases that sounded like love but felt like invoices. You're the responsible one, Maya. You make more than the rest of us. Family helps family. I was 22, answering help desk calls at night and taking online classes by day. I covered the light bill just this once. Then Bianca's textbooks. Then her rent because her roommate turned crazy. Then Tessa's eyelash business fee. Then Uncle Lou's bridge loan between paychecks, which never seemed to have a bridge back to me. Every request arrived dressed as an emergency. I started a spreadsheet. Date, who, amount, Reason. The reason column reads like a soap opera. Bianca, rent. Again. Mom, property tax shortfall. Tessa, car stolen. Later found with boots on it. Lou, grill parts. I told myself stories so I could keep paying. They didn't get chances. I'm lucky. This will calm down soon. Then I had Ava. Her dad left when she was 4 with a note that said, "I'm not built for this." I learned to be built for this. I learned medication schedules, doctors' names, the exact shade of worry on a nurse's face that means stay. I learned how to work nights and nap like a soldier. I learned that love is logistics plus snacks. My family learned my availability. Can you talk to my landlord? Can you fix my Wi-Fi? Can you co-sign? Can you send $200 right now or they'll shut it off? When I tried to set limits, Mom would tilt her head and speak in parables. You were always the strong one. Don't punish us because life gave you strength. Or the one that slid straight under my ribs. You chose a child. We didn't choose these problems. Interesting math. My daughter was my choice. Their spending was an accident I was responsible for cleaning up. I stopped buying clothes for myself. I learned to make a chicken stretch 5 meals. I knew every discount day at 3 different pharmacies. I covered what they asked for and told myself I wasn't drowning because I could still see the surface. There were red flags I folded into cranes, like the time Bianca posted her self-care queen boots, the same ones my card had paid for after she cried about walking to work in the rain. Or when Tessa used my school fundraiser link, took public credit for the donation, and blocked me for making it weird when I asked her to change it. Mom ran the family chat like a radio station. Holidays, birthdays, emergencies, anything but accountability. When I asked for help moving furniture to set up a heart monitor in Ava's room, the chat filled with prayer hands. No one came. The month before the ICU scare, my rent went up, insurance denied a claim pending review, and overtime at the hospital got cut. I kept that to myself because saying it out loud would make it real. When Ava collapsed and I typed ICU, I wasn't just asking for prayers. I was asking a question I already knew the answer to. Does anyone care if there's no Cash App link attached? Tessa's TikTok said no. We came home with new instructions, more follow-ups, and an IV pole we nicknamed Sir Beeps-a-Lot. Ava laughed at the name. I pretended my chest didn't hurt. I avoided the family chat. I muted them. I focused on pills and follow-ups and catching my breath. Then came the 71 missed calls and Mom's "fix this now." I scrolled up. There it was. A county notice Bianca had forwarded to Mom. A lien on her house for unpaid property taxes. A red stamp that might as well have said, "Maya will handle it." The old reflex awoke like a trained dog. Open bank app, check limits, do the impossible. My thumb hovered over the transfer button like it knew its choreography. Ava's monitor beat. She shifted in her sleep and whispered, "Mom?" I closed the app. Mom called again. Then Bianca. Then Aunt Marta. The voicemail stacked, stress as a chorus. I knew what was coming. The script never changes. You're the responsible one. Your mother will be homeless. How can you let this happen? Don't be selfish. Except this time, there was a new character on the stage. Me saying no. I called Mom from the hallway outside Ava's room. Beige walls, hand sanitizer that smelled like lemons and fire. She didn't say hello. "They put a lien on my house, Maya. If you had paid when I told you." "When did I tell you?" "Don't start with your lawyer voice," she snapped. "You know when taxes are due." "I can't lose the house. My sister and I will be on the street." "Bianca has a job," I said quietly. "Don't be cruel." "How much?" I asked her. 4,842, but with penalties round to 6. Send it today so I can breathe. "You want $6,000 today?" "I want you to do the right thing." There it was, the phrase that always meant do what I say. "Put me on speaker," I said. Maya, I don't have time. Put me on speaker. Rustling. Bianca's voice. Hey, I'm at the hospital with Ava. She's okay, but I'm tired, so I'm going to be simple. Silence. A miracle. I'm not paying the taxes. Mom laughed like I told a joke she didn't like. Don't be dramatic. I already told the county we had it handled. Call them back. Bianca used her soft voice, the one that used to work on me. We're a family. You don't let family fail. I let family succeed, I said. For years. I have receipts. I opened my laptop on a plastic chair and pulled up the spreadsheet. 6 years of transfers, cash drops, Zells labeled emergency. I exported it, attached it to the family chat, and wrote, here's the last 6 years. Tessa, what is this, lol? Uncle Lou, keeping tabs is ugly, Maya. Mom, private matters stay private. I typed, you made me public when you called my job, when you posted your crises in the chat and tagged me. Bianca, you offered. I offered because you cried, I wrote. Bianca, rent, 16 months. Phone, 9. Tickets, 3. Car, 2. Tessa, business loans, 7. Lou, bridges, 5. Mom, taxes, 3. Insurance shortfalls, 2. Groceries, dozens. Total, $39,980. None of that includes interest, my time, or my kids' patience. A long pause. Mom, so you're throwing it in our faces while your mother's house burns? I'm saying you've used me as a fire hose and then yelled when the water ran out. You're ungrateful, she said, sharp enough to cut. After everything I did for you? What did you do for me financially? I asked, steady. List it. I'll add it to the sheet. Bianca, stop attacking Mom. I'm done being your bank, I said. Effective now. No more transfers, no more just this once, no more saving you from bills you ignore. So you'll let us be homeless? You have options. Sell the house, refinance, payment plan, debt counseling, ask Lou to auction one of his 4 smokers. Uncle Lou, rude. Tessa, blocked. Before you block me, I typed, see the second attachment. I added a photo of Ada's itemized hospital estimate. The number sat there like a dare. Mom, we all have bills. I wrote, you have each other, I have my daughter. I hit leave conversation. The chat shrank to a gray bubble and disappeared. Then I texted one person, Aunt Marta, who once left soup on my porch and never asked for a dime. I'll pay for a storage unit for 2 months if Mom sells the house. That's my line. Please don't forward this. She replied, proud of you. I cried in the beige hallway with Sir Beeps a lot clicking in the background. No one shushed me. No one told me to fix it. The next 48 hours felt like standing in front of a speaker turned up to 10. Calls, voicemails, texts, all heat and no light. Mom from a new number, this is abuse. You are abusing me. Another voicemail. Stress can kill. If I die, it's on you. Another. I raise you wrong. Bianca sent apartment listings with captions like, is this what you wanted? When I suggested roommates, she wrote, I can't live with strangers, it's unsafe. Tessa posted on Facebook about relatives who think spreadsheets make them better than blood. She used an old photo of me from a picnic where I looked tired. People left confused comments. She heart-reacted all of them. Uncle Lou texted, you broke your mother's heart. Followed 10 minutes later by, also, can you spot me 150 till Friday? I didn't reply. Something strange happened in the quiet after I said no. The world didn't end. The room got bigger. My brain stopped sprinting. Ava got stronger. We walked slow laps around the ward. She hated the IV pole and named it Captain Clanky so she could mock it. "What's Captain Clanky's problem?" she asked. "He's jealous of your sneakers," I said. She smirked. Best sound in the world. A social worker stopped by with kind guide through a legal pad. "Any needs at home?" I started with the automatic lie. "We're okay." Then corrected myself. "Actually, I need resources for single parents with medical stuff and a support group that meets after 6 p.m. She wrote fast. "I have you," she said. I didn't know help could arrive without a guilt trip. At home, I did surgery on my budget. I canceled 3 recurring transfers I'd set up for relatives who forgot I was the source. I changed passwords. Netflix cried. I let it. I made a Sunday ritual. Coffee, notebook, real numbers, no denial. I told Ava the basics. We're going to spend smarter. We're a team. She asked, "Does that mean less takeout?" "It means we learn to cook the stuff you want, and we save for the robot kit you keep circling." She grinned. "Deal." Mom moved quickly, as always. She posted, "Pray for Maya, she's going through a selfish phase." Comments bloomed from aunties I hadn't seen since high school. A few DM'd Bible verses. One wrote, "Maybe she's overwhelmed." I liked that one and put my phone down. 2 days later, Aunt Marta texted, "Your mom and Bianca are with me for now. The house is listed." I pictured the chipped tile by the back door, the wall where our heights were marked in pencil, the kitchen window where I once watched Dad shovel snow in his slippers. I let myself feel sad. Then I remembered Ava's pill schedule and kept moving. I paid for a storage unit, 2 months. I sent the receipt to Aunt Marta. "That's all I can do." She replied, "You did enough for a decade." The hospital approved partial financial assistance. I cried at my kitchen table over a letter that said reduced, not because of the number, because someone finally acknowledged that I was trying. I cooked with Ava. Rice and beans, sheet pan chicken with potatoes. She appointed herself spice captain and added paprika like a scientist. We ate at the table without phones. We played Uno. She beat me and took a victory lap around the living room with a dish towel for a flag. Work shifted too. I stopped saying yes to every extra shift to prove I was useful. I said, "I can't this week." The building didn't collapse. My boss said, "Understood. How's Ava?" And meant it. The family chat existed without me. A cousin sent me a screenshot of a new group called Real Ones Only. I laughed harder than I had in months. Bianca showed up at my door one afternoon, dragging a suitcase and an expression like she'd been wronged by the weather. "I can't stay at Aunt Marta's. They wake up early." "I'm sorry," I said, and I meant it. "I can help you find a room. I'll cover the application fee. That's it." She blinked. "You're serious?" "I'm serious." Ava peered around my leg and waved. Bianca managed a half smile, then pulled her suitcase away. I didn't chase her. I locked the door and slid down the wood until I was sitting on the floor. My hands shook. Saying no to people you love feels like jumping without seeing the ground. You learn mid-air that you had a parachute the whole time. The next day, Mom called from a new number. "I forgive you," she announced, like she was the Pope. "For what?" I asked. "For your episode," she said delicately. "Pastor says you're under a lot of stress." "I am. That's why I set boundaries." She rolled the word around her mouth like a foreign candy. So, about the storage, Marta said, 2 months. Already paid. A dramatic sigh. I suppose we'll manage. You will, I said, surprising myself with how certain it sounded. She was quiet for a beat. How's Ava? We have 2 cardiology follow-ups a month. I'll pray, she said, softer than she's been in a long time. Thank you, I said, and ended the call before the weather changed. Small big things kept stacking. The support group met on Thursdays. Other parents in sweatshirts told the truth in simple sentences. The relief of hearing "same" from a stranger is its own medicine. I made a folder on my computer called Reasons. I put Bianca's text about paying for her own cake in there when she finally sent, got a room, got a second job. I was mad. You were right. I didn't screenshot it to show anyone. I saved it for the days the old guilt tries to pick my lock. A month later, the household. Mom moved into a 2-bedroom near Aunt Marta. She hated it for 3 days, then sent me a photo of sunlight on her new kitchen table with the caption, "Breakfast with your aunt." I hearted it. I didn't send money. People ask what changed. I say, me. Bills still arrive. Tires still go bald at the worst time. Families still test fences like toddlers at nap time. But I wake up and my first thought isn't, who needs me to bleed today? It's, what does Ava need? And what do I need so I can give that without disappearing? I opened the old spreadsheet last week. I stared at the columns until the numbers turned to shapes. Then I archived it. Not erase. I'm not pretending it didn't happen. I'm just done living inside it. Sometimes a new number calls. I let it ring. Sometimes a cousin posts something slippery on Facebook. I don't correct it. Silence used to feel like a punishment. Now it feels like a tool. Ava asked, "Are we mad at Grandma?" "No," I said. "We're careful with Grandma." She nodded like that made perfect sense. Kids understand boundaries faster than adults because they don't pretend they're complicated. Last Sunday, Bianca came for dinner. She brought a store cake and paid for it herself. She asked for help building a budget, not a bailout. We sat with receipts and a cheap calculator. Ava stamped everything with a purple dinosaur because she said budgets are scary and dinosaurs make them braver. We laughed when the ink got on our hands and looked like we'd survived a grape fight. Mom called during dessert. I let it go to voicemail. Later, we listened together. "Hi, it's me. I made chili. Do you and Ava want to combine next weekend? No pressure. I'll make it mild." No money in the sentence. No coded demands. Just chili. We'll go. We'll leave if the conversation turns into an invoice. That day in the hospital, I thought the headline of my life was, I opened my laptop and fixed something. The real headline is smaller and truer. I stopped fixing people who break themselves on purpose. I fixed the only thing I had a right to fix, where my time and money go. If you want a moral, here's mine. You can't put out every fire by burning yourself. I love my family. I also love my daughter and the quiet after dinner when she reads science facts in funny voices, and Captain Clanky is just a story we tell, not a machine in our hallway. I'm done being a bank with a heartbeat. I'm still a daughter, a sister, a cousin. Those jobs pay in different currencies. Next time Just This Once shows up dressed as an emergency, I'll do what I did in that lemon-scented hallway with the beige walls and the soft beeping. I'll breathe. I'll say no. Then I'll go make dinner with my kid.